Now Tea Party favorite, Republican Congressman Steve King of Iowa. And Congressman, look, I appreciate it. I see you laughing, so let me get straight to it. There are a lot of Republicans, you know this, who are happy. They think these losses are the nail in your coffin. They want Republicans to win a national election. They think they can do it only if you guys go away. That must make you unhappy.
Well, I know I listened to this dialogue, and it's pretty easy the morning after the election for people to spin the results of it around to the preconceived misconceptions they had before the polls. And I look around the country, and there's one message coming out of New Jersey, a different message coming out of Virginia, and a different one coming out of Alabama. But what is the bottom line answer to this is that the Tea Party is stronger in some states and weaker in others. A month ago, they were accused of having the power to shut down the United States federal government. And today, they're talking about the death of the Tea Party. I think that it's a little bit premature to say that. I think they've shown some strength.
All right, interesting point. Let me ask it to you this way, though, Congressman. In Virginia, obviously, Cuccinelli had made Obamacare the core of his platform. In Alabama, pro-business groups poured out, as you know, to support the conservative Republican instead of the Tea Party Republican. Were you surprised at those losses last night? I mean, there has to be a little part of you, right, that was disappointed.
Well, I was disappointed, especially to see Ken Cuccinelli fall short. He put up a tremendous effort in Virginia, and if you look at the numbers difference, it looks like, in the calculations we've done today, that he was outspent more than $20 million and predicted that he'd lose by double digits through most of that race. And it was a three-way race with the Libertarian candidate who tapped into, I think, Cuccinelli more than he did into McCall, substantially, picking up 6.6%, and he still only lost by 2.5. So I think for Cuccinelli, at least as a moral victory, given all the predictions that are there, here's what I think it is. It's about full spectrum constitutional conservatives, the people that support the economic agenda of the establishment wing of the party, the low taxes, strong social agenda, and some of the libertarian agenda on the other side of the party. All of that together, I think your constitutional conservative candidate that fits the full spectrum is the stronger of all the candidates, and they're the ones that are going to prevail if they have the personal magnetism, like a Chris Christie especially.
And Chris Christie, obviously, I mean, let me ask you about him, okay? Chris Christie obviously sailed in, but I don't know if you heard what he said today. You know, he was talking about same-sex couples. He said, look, if they're happy, I'm happy. Obviously doesn't really fit with what we hear from a lot of the socially conservative Tea Party members. You know, what's interesting is while he campaigned for you, NBC News reports he refused to campaign for Cuccinelli. So it kind of sounds like he doesn't really want to go there on the Tea Party. And here's what he told CNN yesterday.
There's a lot of principles about the Tea Party that I agree with and have governed in New Jersey in a way that's consistent with a lot of that. But, you know, some of the stuff that's happened of late down in Washington, I think, is not even consistent with what a lot of the real folks who started the Tea Party movement would agree with.
I mean, he said that, and Congressman, like I said, he also made the point about, you know, if a gay couple's happy being married, he's happy for them. Our Dana Bash said, look, you're going to hear that statement in an ad in Iowa in the caucuses. Will the influential base in your state embrace a Chris Christie come 2016 if he's seen as sort of pro-gay marriage and not really into the Tea Party?
Well, you know, we're going to see that statement on Chris Christie, take it for what it said. I said on his face, if they're happy, I'm happy. In other words, he accepted I'll say, the position of gay marriage existing in New Jersey. We've had to make for that in Iowa. We have some experience with that, but he didn't endorse gay marriage. And the Tea Party themselves, and I've been in many discussions with them and tried to argue to the contrary, they say we want to stay with the economic and the constitutional issues, not the social agenda. So I don't know that gay marriage can be assigned as something the Tea Party necessarily opposes, although certainly a significant percentage of its members do. But yes, about Iowa, and that's going to be interesting. I know that Chris Christie has been in Iowa at least twice. He was very well received both times. He does have this tremendous personal magnetism, different than any of the candidates that I've met. And like any other candidate, I would encourage him and the rest of those potential candidates, and he is a potential candidate at this point too, come to Iowa, let's test it out. Because this is my personal belief is this, that if you could take the best combination of nature and nurture that would be the ideal president and put them in the Oval Office of the White House today, they wouldn't be near the president they would be after they went through the crucible of the nomination process. It forces you to build an organization, to raise the money, to go out there and sell your wares and shape your platform. They'll be a lot better president after they've gone through Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Florida, Nevada, and beyond. And we'll see if Chris Christie can stand up to that. He could become a tremendous figure on the public stage. There are a number of other candidates also that will be competing in that arena, and I welcome them all to Iowa.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Congressman. Always good to talk to you, and I appreciate it. I know we'll talk about this much more, and maybe we can talk about that ad in a couple of years. All right, our